Ethan Carter was 8 years old. His skin was very dark, darker than most kids in his school, darker than the teachers who stood at the front of the classroom, dark enough that people noticed it before they noticed his smile. Ethan studied at Greenfield Elementary, a private school where the words equality, respect, and growth were written in big blue letters on its website. But inside those walls, Ethan felt none of those things. From the first day, other children treated him differently. They wouldn't sit next to him. They didn't choose him for group work. They laughed quietly when he walked past. Some whispered, "Why is his skin so black?" Others said, "He looks dirty," even though Ethan was always clean, always neat. Ethan tried to ignore them. He remembered his mother's words. "Your skin is not a curse. It is history. It is strength. But words are light, and silence is heavy." What hurt Ethan the most wasn't the children. It was the teachers. His class teacher, Mrs. Laura Bennett, was kind to most students. She smiled at them, praised them, and listened to them. But when Ethan raised his hand, she looked away. When Ethan answered correctly, she said nothing. When Ethan needed help, she said, "Ask someone else." Day after day, Ethan became invisible. One morning, Ethan worked incredibly hard on his English assignment. His handwriting was slow but careful. When Mrs. Bennett checked the notebooks, she stopped at his desk, looked at his work, and frowned. "This is wrong," she said loudly. Ethan's heart pounded. "But I tried my best," he whispered. Mrs. Bennett's voice became sharp. "Your best is not enough. You people never focus." The class went silent. She hit his desk with a ruler, Tinasand. Not hard enough to leave a mark, but hard enough to break something inside him. "Stand outside," she ordered, "and think about your attitude." Ethan walked into the hallway alone. Tears filled his eyes, but he didn't cry. He looked at his dark hands, and for the first time, he wished they were lighter. That evening, he didn't tell his parents. He ate quietly and slept with his face toward the wall. The next morning, everything changed. A black luxury car stopped in front of the school. Students stared. Teachers whispered. A tall, well-dressed man stepped out. His name was Michael Carter. His eyes were sharp, but kind. He was the CEO of Greenfield Education Group, and he was Ethan's father. Michael walked into the school office. "I am here to see my son," he said quietly. The principal smiled nervously. "And I am also here," Michael added, "to talk about how he is treated." Mrs. Bennett was brought into the room. She looked confident until Michael placed a file on the table. Inside were reports, videos, and complaints. He looked at her. "Do you know why my son never speaks at home?" he asked calmly. She was silent. "Do you know why?" He looks at his hands with shame. Her face turned pale. "You judged him by his skin," Michael said. "You ignored him. You hurt him." I didn't know," she whispered. "That is the problem," Michael replied. "You did not care enough to know." He stood up. "Teachers build futures, or they destroy them. You were hired to protect children, not to break them." Mrs. Bennett was suspended immediately. An investigation was opened, and new training was ordered for all staff. Michael walked out and found Ethan sitting alone in the library. He kneeled in front of him. "My son," he said softly, "your color is not your weakness. It is your crown." Ethan's eyes filled with tears. "This time," he cried, not from pain, but from finally being seen. From that day on, things changed. Teachers listened, students learned, and Ethan walked into school with his head held high, because the boy they ignored was never small. The world was just blind. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that matters.